Hello everyone, Roscoe Kyoto here on a wonderful Monday afternoon. Here we go, the start of another enjoyable commute. Making our way. Okay. It is the last day of May, so we should expect many cops to be around. But maybe not. That's how it works here in Japan anyway. Collecting those tickets. So yeah, it's almost June. June is tomorrow. Has this year gone by quickly? Not really. I don't know. Same old time progression for me. It smells like hot dogs. I would love a hot dog right now. It's interesting how our sense of smell conjures up the deepest memories. Or the deepest memories, important memories. It's just that link is really interesting. You smell something and it makes you feel a certain way because it reminds you of something. Memory and smell. That's an interesting relationship, is what I want to say. And I guess we all have it. So like when they make a perfume, do they kind of think about what kind of smells and memories it's going to conjure up in us when we wear it? Or when others smell it? I wonder. Speaking of which, in Japan, not a lot of people wear colognes or perfumes. I don't know why that is. I used to enjoy cologne. I don't really wear so much anymore, but I do have some. I like it. It seems we adopt it more in the West. Here, not so much. It doesn't take off. They sell it. They sell all the brands, but not a lot of people wear it. It's associated more with kind of like a certain kind of young person here, and it's just how it is. They certainly get really pissed when you wear really strong perfumes to like a fine dining restaurant, especially like that's not right, not a fine dining restaurant, but a really fine sushi restaurant. I know that for sure. You're really asked not to wear strong smells to an expensive sushi restaurant. At least I've experienced that. And why would that be? I don't know. It distracts away from the food. It bothers other people's taste and enjoyment of the food. Maybe. Is that the same in the West and it's something I never realized? I'm just not sure, but I have a feeling no. I think it's a Japan thing. Okay, when I get home, I'm dead. What is that? That was a dead turtle. I guess there's like turtles in that little river. Anyway, when I get home, I'm definitely going to switch out to the summer jacket. It's like 26 degrees again today, and just not having it. It's nice to have the summer jacket. It has like basically a whole bunch of mesh ventilation and some Kevlar, so it's light and armored, and it flows the breeze in, which is good. So Japan right now has one issue that is kind of interesting, and that is that less and less, and in fact a very small few of Japanese are choosing to place themselves abroad and study abroad. And it's really unfortunate. There's a lot of disadvantages to that. I think it's good for people to go abroad and to bring back new ideas new ways of thinking that can maybe change different parts of a society for the best. But the reasons for it are kind of not so good either, and one of them is I think it's kind of like a confidence thing. They really worry about not being able to make it, just with their language ability and not being able to understand. And another is that there is enormous pressure for Japanese to attend university immediately after high school. In the West, and it was made common a lot in England and Europe, the concept of the gap year, taking a year off after high school to kind of work and travel and figure things out. That doesn't play well in Japan at all. It's viewed as like you got some problem that you took a year off and didn't immediately jump on that train and going right to university. It's viewed unfavorably. I can't. Sorry, I'm new to the language myself. It's not viewed very well, and so that's why a lot of them don't do it either. It's a shame. It's such a good idea to take a year off if you feel like it. You learn a lot about yourself and work, and maybe save a bit of money and see the world. I mean, so many of us are. I guess not me anymore, unfortunately, but so many young people. It takes a long time to figure stuff out, and there's many that would benefit from just chilling out first before they go to university. Oftentimes you go to university with no idea what you want to do, what you want to study, and just kind of figure it out as you're in university, and end up choosing something that you don't really like anyway. It's kind of anyway, I don't know. So that's my rant there, and then that's one of the reasons why they don't do it. And also, some places have becoming increasingly more expensive to study abroad in. Like Canada, for sure, is super expensive to go to these international language schools, and the cost of living is so high, so that kind of puts them off too. Anyway, the numbers are down. Back in the day, there used to be many Japanese, for example, traveling to Canada to study abroad. Now, not so much at all. It's too bad. It's too bad. I'll make a statement that maybe isn't so well liked by others, but I have to say that, over the course of living here in Japan for 13 years, the Japanese people that have been abroad, stayed abroad, traveled abroad, are just a lot more turned on to things in so many ways than the ones that have never been abroad. And I guess that's true for people from any country, but think about it. I mean, particularly in Japan, because it's such an insular country and a one culture, and there's very, very low immigration, and it's definitely not it's not multicultural. Hold on. So the people that have been abroad, it's the Japanese that have been abroad, they are a welcoming treat to associate with, because of course they're Japanese and they may still adhere to a lot of societal values and strict rigidity that exists here, but also they get some points about what the West is about, for better or for worse, and they're easier to be with, easier to talk to. So that's my rant on that one. But it's true, people. It's very true. One thing for me personally, it is really easy, the longer you stay in Japan, to develop a certain amount of animosity and hatred and pissed offness about different parts of being in Japan and Japanese society. And I'm guilty of that a little bit, and there's others that have it a lot more. And it's kind of weird if you think about it. It's like, well, then why are you here then? Why don't you just go home? Why are you here for so long? Oh, because they've surrendered to some kind of life or lifestyle that they can't get out of, or maybe they should really wake up and realize that, I don't know, you complain about so many things, but in fact maybe your life in Japan is better than you ever could have had it back home, just on who and based on the kind of person that you are, or your background or your skills. Anyway, but what I mean is there are a lot of foreigners in Japan who criticize everything, and it's fun to criticize things. It's kind of in our nature as humans to criticize and the differences and the funny things that stick out, and there are many of them in Japan. But I'm guilty of doing that too much. Hold on. And I don't know, there's a difference between really hating something and just kind of taking the piss out of it, making fun of it. I'll try to just make fun of it more and not really take all the hatred about Japan so seriously. No place is perfect. 13 years ago when I moved from Vancouver to Japan, at that time I was really sick and tired and fed up with what Vancouver was offering me for some reason. I don't know why. I had a great collection of friends, but the cost of living at the time, and I was just kind of stuck in a rut, I guess. And I just eagerly sought to expand my horizons and try and kind of formulate a new life abroad in Japan, which I was so interested in as a country. And so I did that. But I'd be lying if I said that there's so many things about Vancouver that I don't miss, besides friends and family. I do miss Canada a lot, and in some ways I do wish that I could live there, although I've increasingly set up like a very grounded lifestyle here, invested lifestyle here with a family and a house, which is fantastic. I'm so lucky to have that. I guess the dream would be to have enough money where you can kind of just place yourself in both areas at a whim. Vancouver's so expensive, it's crazy. I was looking online today about what rent looks like these days, what the average price of a house is in certain neighborhoods these days. It's insane. I don't know how people take out these mortgages. I mean, I get it, but it's obviously a massive down payment and a mortgage in numbers that I would never even consider. I mean, anyway, the average price of a house in Greater Vancouver is $1.4 million, and sometimes that's just like a meth house. I mean, it's cool to live in a meth house and all, don't get me wrong. I basically lived in one once. Okay, I'm just gonna do this because, I don't know, I gotta get away from you guys. But yeah, there's an amazing quality of life in Vancouver too. I've always said that the quality of life in Vancouver is amazing if you can afford it, or if you're just really frugal and simplistic and assign different value to things. But having to pay your rent is a real thing. So, but if you ever watch this and you want to lay down some comment about your experiences in another country, please feel free to do so. And if you ever have any questions, comments, concerns about Japan, I'm happy to answer the best that I can, because I know a thing or two about a thing or two. I came to Japan on a working holiday visa with the intention of staying for 1 year. And what happened was I got stuck behind a really slow Nissan. No, what happened was after my first year I couldn't speak any Japanese. Still, I mean, I never studied. I didn't know anything, and I kind of thought it was a shame. And I really didn't have so many options to renew my visa, and so I thought it would be a good idea to try and get a student visa and study Japanese for an additional 6 months or a year. So I did that. And then so I studied Japanese. And then after that, oh yeah, this isn't one of those things. Shit. It's kind of illegal to do this. Then after that, I could speak some Japanese. So as my Japanese got better, I thought, oh, it's a shame to go back home now. Just starting to get the hang of things. And so, you know, just kind of snowballs like that, and it continues on. And over the years I met, you know, more and more people and formed some good relationships and got some arguably better jobs, and things kind of continued like that. Of course, getting married and having a kid is one of these larger life things that happen later on, which solidified the whole process even more. But in some ways it wasn't so hard for me to move away from Canada, because I'd already moved around a lot in my life, so it wasn't such a shock. I grew up near Toronto, Canada, and then moved to Florida with my family in some part of the 90s, and then after graduating from high school in Florida, I moved back to Canada, but this time to Vancouver, where my dad's side of the family was from, because we enjoyed that area. So I wanted to be there after high school and get out of Florida, and then was there. But you know what's funny is that, like, I tell people I'm from Vancouver, Canada, but in fact I've only lived in Vancouver. I only lived in Vancouver for 6 or 7 years. So I've lived in Kyoto longer than I did in Canada. So I'm from Kyoto now. Does that work? Am I from Kyoto if I've been here for 13 years? No, the answer is no. You're never really from Japan if you're a foreigner. It's impossible. It's getting back to that thing. It's you know, they're really pretty strict on who's Japanese and who isn't. It's just the way things are here, man. That's a whole other conversation. But a light takes forever. I recommend this approach. So you go up this way, pretending that you're going to try to get in the right turn lane. You get up to the front. And then, oh, actually, sorry, I wanted to be in that lane. Forgot. And then just at the front. But not really supposed to do that, probably. But it saves a lot of time, because all these people are trying to turn left. It just takes forever. Oh, I also recommend always getting in front of taxis, because they're the worst drivers in the history of human civilization. Well, I hope you guys have a great week, and it was nice to chat to you a little bit on this way home today. So take it easy, take care of each other, wish you all the best. Ciao for now, bye-bye.